Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we are discussing the Glashutte Original Senator Chronometer in 18 karat rose gold. You can see and you can purchase this 42mm German chronometer on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen. Yep, that little icon in the upper right to see our full listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high resolution images for your desktop, and of course complete pricing details for this Glashutte Original Power Reserve chronometer. Now you can see that the watch is a handsome and classical form on the wrist, but that doesn't mean it's traditionally sized. At 42mm, it's a contemporary timepiece with impressive wrist presence. Now, the gold that Glashutte uses here is not truly rose gold. It's more like a pink gold alloy, halfway between the rose and the yellow gold tones. So you're not looking at some sort of warped lighting in the camera. This is actually the true tone of the watch. It's about as close to yellow gold as you can get without actually being yellow gold. Now you'll note 42mm across the case, not inclusive of the crown. The watch is reasonably slim at 12mm with a generously stepped and sloped conical bezel. This watch is large, but it easily slides underneath dress cuffs. It's also compact lug to lug at 48.5mm from extremity to extremity. This is an easy watch to wear on a smaller wrist, and I would even say down to about 15 centimeters in circumference, maybe even 14.5 centimeters in circumference. You're going to wear this one with a good sense of style, proportion, and security on the wrist. Now you'll note that one of the reasons for that is because of the dramatically downturned Senator style lugs, which are beautifully beveled, beautifully polished, and rather close cropped as they taper away shortly after they exit the flank of the case. Now the strap is a very dark brown rectangular scale alligator leather with a monotone stitch and a conformed shape that hugs the flank of the case itself, creating a beautifully integrated look. But the reason you can't wear this watch on a 14cm wrist or smaller is because there is a little bit of a tendency to flare. Those strap ends that hug the flank of the case are also pinned against the flank of the case, so keep that ergonomic fact in mind. However, if you wear this watch, you will be impressed by its quality, including perhaps the most involved and technically impressive double deployant clasp I have ever encountered. You can see how the plunger release system for the twin trigger actuator works. Not only is it beautifully made, it feels fantastic. It's almost the pleasure you get operating a very slick column wheel chronograph. It's that good and that entertaining, and you can see the differential finish of this clasp is outstanding, with a frosted interior and various pieces in high polish, as well as satin finish on the exterior of the buckle. A lot of work went into this deployant clasp, making it very attractive, very precise, beautifully made, and also very heavy. And that's a good thing because the watch head itself is a hefty piece, so it has a substantial clasp to act as a sailboat keel, so to speak. So if you like to wear the watch loose, it's not going to want to porpoise or capsize on your wrist. The case band is beautiful. All of high polish, it has a single sharp character line where the bezel joins the case flank, and the bezel itself has just a little bit of a step to it where it abuts the crystal itself. Now, the watch is effectively all dial, as when you view it from the top, both the lugs and the bezel aesthetically tend to fall away. There's a railroad track outboard of stylized Roman numerals, handsome and traditional, and a gorgeous silver grain. It's a very granular dial. It doesn't have a sunburst grain, which is to say directional grain to it. It has a sort of pebble-like quality. Beautiful, it glows in harsh lighting rather than exploding, and it's matched by gorgeous blued Spade hands at center with a baton-style small seconds hand at 6 o'clock, tracing its own small railroad-style seconds track within the subdial. Now there is a power reserve scale etched into the dial at 12 o'clock, which bears the roughly 44 hours plus or minus 2 of the power reserve of the watch, and then there's a small indicator at the foot of the power reserve scale, which serves as a AM/PM indicator for the hands at center. Yes, it does have AM/PM indication, and it also has a double-digit panorama date, a signature of the Glashutte manufacturer. Now that is corrected using a dimple pusher on the flank of the case, and it has a beautiful step to it that eases the transition down from the plane of the dial to the date discs themselves. Now when you pull the crown on this watch, you get an extraordinary hacking or stop seconds action. Not only does it stop the balance on the reverse side of the watch, but it resets the seconds hand to the nearest second. Now that you've aligned the minute and the second, and I'll also show you something else that's kind of cool. The watch will always align itself to the nearest minute as well as second. You can synchronize to a reference time, set the correct time, and proceed to the caseback. Now you'll note, the caseback features an extraordinary combination of the spiral dressage that Glashutte fits to its ratchet wheels, really quite impressive in its texture. Worlds removed from anything you see on Swiss watches. It's very distinctive, not just of Glashutte watchmaking, but of Glashutte Original specifically as a company. You can see the planetary reduction gear system that allows you to wind the mainspring barrel, and a hand-engraved balance cock with a black polished swan's neck regulator atop a tight and even perlage pattern. You'll also note the Glashutte stripes across the three-quarter style bridge, very pocket watch inspired with heat blued, not chemically blued screws, and you'll note that the train wheels are actually borne by screw-fixed chaton, pocket watch style, a loving tribute to the pocket watch era that defined much of Glashutte watchmaking before collectivization under the communists in the early 1950s. This is a handsome and capable watch, and yes, it's a chronometer. No, not a COSC Swiss chronometer. This is an LMET SLME German chronometer, the initials representing the regional authorities that certify German chronometers. Now, it's not certified as a movement, it's certified as a cased-up watch. So while it does incorporate the same ISO 3159 timing standards as the COSC, unlike the COSC, which is just a test of a bare movement, the German standard applies to the entire assembled timepiece. You can see and you can purchase this one on our website.